My son actually headbutted me to the point where I almost passed out. Now, every time that he has a tantrum, these are the steps that we take, and we've seen so much improvement. Hey mamas, what's good? Welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and I'm all about helping you stress less, save time, and do more. And one thing that we all stress about, temper tantrums. Today I'm sharing with you tactics I use to prevent tantrums and deal with the fallout of tantrums, as well as share a really great resource for you to understand your toddler better. Right now, my son isn't even barely 2 yet, and tantrums have reached a whole new level. So let me tell you what happened last week. My son was playing, but we had to stop to go upstairs to use the potty. Well, he wasn't having it. But by the time we got upstairs, there are a couple of books that we use in the bathroom for him, and he decided to grab one of those and hit me in the face with it. I reacted poorly, and that only made things worse. Eventually, it got so heated that my son actually headbutted me in the temple to the point where I almost passed out. I cried for hours, felt like a terrible mom, and that my son hated me, which is not true. After wiping away my tears, I regrouped and I focused on what I can do right now. Now, things have greatly improved just over a few days with some of the tactics that I'm going to talk about with you right now. Let's look at what you can do before a tantrum, or prevent, so to speak. But in reality, you're not going to be able to prevent a tantrum. There's going to be tantrums. So one thing that I learned that helps out a lot was giving my son a heads up. This means by saying like, hey, in 5 minutes, we're going to stop this activity, what we're doing, and we're going to move on to another one, whether that's getting ready for bed or going to the potty or getting ready for lunch, all of those things. This way, he is aware that something is about to change instead of abruptly changing him from what he's working on or doing at the time. Doing that, you could probably have some friction. Let's just put it that way. It's also important to note that my son is still processing his emotions, so I have to be really adamant when he's not having a tantrum to help him understand what emotions are and coping mechanisms that he can use to process his emotions. Another thing you can do is create a yes space, or a place that's baby-proofed or toddler-proof so that they can play and explore freely without being told no. Now, I talked about this in my Montessori video a few weeks back. Basically, it's creating a space that allows your child to play without having any type of restrictions. And if they're not being told no, they're more likely to behave. Now, be sure to check out my Montessori video after this one. I do go over a couple of other things that helps you establish and respect your toddler's independence, which I think really helps limit/prevent toddler tantrums. Another thing you want to do is establish a routine. This way your child knows what's coming next. What I do for my son is that we wake up, we go to the potty, we get dressed, we have breakfast, then we go outside, then we come inside, we do individual play, activities, then it's lunchtime, then it's nap time, and so on. By having this routine established, the friction or him fighting back is less because he's like, okay, I know what I'm expected to do for today because I know what my routine is. Also, if you read any parenting book, they're all gonna say having a routine is the best thing for every toddler. So it's just a thing that everyone says. So have a routine. This one's a no-brainer, but I have to say it. I need to make sure that my son is fed and well rested, because if he's not, that monster comes out. I make sure that I schedule his snacks within the routine. So he has a snack at 9:30, 10ish or so. Then we have lunch at the same time. So that's like 11:30. And then we have a snack as soon as he wakes up from his nap. That way he's fed, he feels good, and he's got energy. His nap time happens, and I kind of let him nap for as long as he pleases, whether that's 45 minutes or a couple hours, which is great for mom. Another thing too is if they're sick, they're obviously not gonna be on their best behavior. They might be cranky and crabby, so just kind of roll with the punches on that one. So now things are going down. The tantrum is in full force. It could be over anything, that you took them away from a toy that they were playing with, or they grabbed something they shouldn't be touching, or they were coming in from outside, whatever it is, they're freaking out about it, and now it's time to manage and deal. So what is it that I've done? Before responding, breathe, relax, try to stay calm. Don't take this personally. They're not doing this to hurt you. They're doing this because they can't process their emotions, which I just talked about. Their behavior is normal. So I try to stay calm. Then I make sure that he is in a safe spot. You know, like I said, he can be hitting, kicking, and screaming, but if I remove myself from that and put him in a place where he won't hurt himself, that'll give him some time to calm down before I ever even intervene. And most times I try to ignore the behavior that's happening currently, because by stepping in and making an assessment, or you telling him what to feel, is gonna make it more difficult. Plus they're screaming and yelling anyway, they're not gonna listen to you. So just kind of let them calm down a little bit, and then you can step in. So once he's calmed down a bit, I help him calm down more. I get down to his level and I look him in the eyes and I help him understand what is going on without making his feelings feel like they're misplaced. So what do I mean? So let's say we're playing, but we have to get ready for bed, and he has a tantrum about it. Tell them that we need to stop playing because it's time for bed, and that I understand that he's upset, but he's gonna feel better after a good night's rest. Even if he is still upset and crying, not like bawling or anything, but he's still kind of whimpering and whining a little bit, we go upstairs and we start doing the routine. After we start getting into the routine of like brushing our teeth and going to the potty, he seems to calm down even more, and it's like night and day. We had like a monster toddler like 5 minutes ago, and now we have our normal toddler back. If a bath is involved, he barely fights us because he loves baths. I mean, what toddler doesn't love baths? The only problem that we do have is getting out of the bath to then continue the bath time routine, but that's when we put in the method of giving him like a 5 minutes heads up. We're about to be getting out of the bath in about 5 minutes, to kind of give him some time to be like, oh, okay, 5 more minutes and then I have to get out. Now, we don't do baths every single night, so that's when we see a lot of the friction. So you might see the same if you do the same. Now let's go back to what happened last week. After headbutting me and calming down from his tantrum, I still needed to make lunch, and I was crying. Now I didn't hide this from him because it was great for him to see that what he did made me sad, it hurt me, and I didn't like his actions. I also apologize for the way that I acted. A critical thing that you can do for owning up the responsibility of what you have done, and then that way they can do the same thing. Then at his level, I told him that we don't hit and we don't headbutt. It's not nice, and that's not how we act. And we hugged it out. Now every time that he has a tantrum, these are the steps that we take, and we've seen so much improvement. We can calm him down much faster, the tantrums aren't happening as frequently, and he understands that hitting is not okay, and so that type of behavior has also dropped. Still happening, but it's lessening over time. I hope these tactics help you prevent tantrums and how to deal with them when they arise. But it's important to understand that every child is different, and what's working for me and my child may not work for yours. A great book to check out is Montessori Toddler. It gives you a good understanding of your toddler's perspective and some meanings behind their behavior. It helped me out a lot, and it might help you too, regardless if you do Montessori or not. I have an affiliated link down in the description box for you if you want to check it out. Now be sure to like this video, thumbs up, and comment down below some of your tactics for tantrums, because sharing information is caring, and we got to be helping moms out. So please share your tactics down there. All right, guys, I got a playlist for you right here for you to check out called Let's Talk About Kids, where we talk about kid things. What? And if you guys want to, be sure to subscribe by clicking my icon right here. Make sure your notifications are selected to all so you never miss any of my videos that help you stress less, save time, and do more. And until next time, mama, you've got this. Bye.